I've been thinking a lot about self-esteem these last couple of days. One of the reasons is because I'm currently reading The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden, which I can highly recommend. And another reason is because I've needed it. So I've been in a situation where I think a couple weeks, a couple months or a couple of years ago I would have reacted quite differently because I didn't have much self-esteem then. But now I can master these situations because I am confident in myself. I have a conviction that I am right as I am. Like my needs are valid, my thoughts, my intuitions are valid. That I think is a huge part of self-esteem. And that's also what Nathaniel Branden talks about in his book. So essentially, when he talks about self-esteem, or when he talks about lack of self-esteem, he talks about how people say that something is wrong with them. Like something, not that they did something wrong, but like that they're inherently wrong. That's how people with low self-esteem feel. And if you have high self-esteem, then you're confident in that you're a good person, or like all around generally good. You make mistakes, and that's a part of life, but you're grounded in reality. You're grounded in your self-esteem is grounded in reality. You don't think like there's something wrong with you just because you're you, but you're capable to enjoy life and just experience life in a very carefree way. And that is what self-esteem is about, and it comes from making good moral choices and making being and generally having integrity and acting in a good way, and also trusting your instincts, trusting that how you act is okay. And recently I did a couple of things and also had some trolls on my other channel where it's like, oh, did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? And because I got very severely attacked, and part of me was thinking like, oh, did I do something wrong? But like I only want to feel guilty about things when people show me that I actually did something wrong. And for me it was the case that everything I did was totally like my body, like all my intuitions were saying, yeah, that's totally fine, do it, go ahead. It felt very right, and also when I was thinking about it rationally, it felt very right. And also when I showed what I did and what happened to my friends, they said, yeah, you did nothing wrong. So that's it's good to hear it from outside. You did nothing wrong. But self-esteem is really about getting like the internal sense without having necessarily somebody tell you, but they have the internal sense like I did nothing wrong, or I might do something wrong, but then it's easily corrected, or I can correct it, and it's mistakes happen to everybody. So I was accused of doing something bad, and for me it's like the first reaction, like the low self-esteem part, was like, oh no, we did something bad, oh no. But the other part is like, wait a minute, like why? Are there any actually arguments where I could have known that my actions have bad consequences for other people? Anyway, but that is just an example of how reaction might be. If you have higher self-esteem, like my self-esteem isn't perfect, but my self-esteem is higher than it was a couple of years ago. But I know that a couple of years ago I would have completely shut down. I would have been completely paralyzed. So self-esteem is like very useful for getting for solving problems and for handling life basically. And why am I talking about this on a dating channel? Well, because self-esteem is sexy. You know, of course, like arrogance is not sexy. It's a turn-off. But if you're like, yes, if you're confident in your moral choices, if you're confident in who you are as a person, that's, you know, people notice. You know, people notice that you're standing with both feet on the ground, that you carry yourself with dignity, that you act in the way you act, that you do things because it seems right. You know, like for example, like these videos, you know, like people watch them, which I find really, really amazing that people, no, I don't find it, you know, of course, like, I generally believe I have something to share, but it's also like, oh wow, people like what I'm doing, even though it might not be perfect, or you know, I sometimes feel like I'm just rambling, but like in a sense, I also have the confidence, like, hey, yes, actually, no, it's not that surprising that people would watch these, because I have something to say, and I believe in what I have to say, and I feel that that's, you know, really, really important to have that in life, to be confident that whatever you decide to do is the right thing to do. And when I had low self-esteem, it was totally unthinkable for me to make a video of myself talking to a camera and uploading it to YouTube. That was totally unthinkable to me, and but I can do it now because I have a confidence in, okay, something like it feels right to me to make these videos, so, and I believe in myself, so I'm gonna do it. So, and to bring it back to dating, at the same time when I had low self-esteem, I also didn't believe I had the right to ask anybody out. I didn't have the right. But now I feel like, yeah, like I have a need to meet new people, to meet women. I have a need for a relationship and everything that comes with it. So I will try to get this need met. And I believe in myself, in my own self-worth. So I'm gonna go out there and meet people. And if I think that's a problem for most people. They don't feel worthy of attention. They don't feel worthy of love. And because of that, they don't even try, or they get somebody who has self-esteem which is as low as theirs. So that's another important aspect that Nathaniel Branden brought up, that like attracts like when it comes to self-esteem. So if you want to have a very confident partner, a partner with a lot of self-esteem, who's very certain of his or her self-worth, then you gotta have high self-esteem yourself, okay? And then you will attract a partner who has the equal amount of self-esteem. And this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of hesitant to look for a relationship now, okay? Why I'm more thinking of, you know, investing in myself, like trying to find out what my ideal partner would look like, investing in myself, and then finding a partner that fits. Because I want to have high standards, and I want to develop myself so I actually can confidently set forth these standards, because I can be like, yeah, I'm like that too, you know, like I can get a girlfriend who has exactly the same high standards as myself. But in order to do that, I got to develop myself a little bit further, and that is my strategy right now. And I'm curious what you think. about this, and also about self-esteem in general, and also maybe you can rate yourself. You know, it's hard to rate yourself with self-esteem, but maybe on a scale of 1 to 10 would be hard. But you know, like general, like what are your experiences of life? Do you feel like are you hesitant to stand up for your needs, or are you hesitant to do the things that part of you wants to do because maybe you're afraid, or you don't think you're capable, or things like that? So I'd be very curious. So I'm looking forward to your feedback, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.